Okay, we're back at it today. I want to show you how to remove this timing cover. But first, you got to get the balancer off. And way down up in here, you have to remove that nut. And you can't because the engine will turn over when you try to loosen it. So get yourself a 21 millimeter socket, which I have down here. Put it on here, put your breaker bar. Right. Just go between the frame member and the, what do you call that? Sway bar. Alright. See that? We're going to try something here. I've done this before with success. See the socket is on the bolt, and the bar is going to put up against the frame. So connect the battery cable, and get inside the car. And when you turn the key, the wrench will slam up against the frame. Listen. You hear that? Uh-huh. It should have loosened that bolt. We will see. If it didn't, we'll try again. Come on, get on there. Well, no, it did not. Nope. So we'll try again. Come on, get on there. Alright. As you see, it's butted up against the frame there. And it is fully seated on the bolt. We'll try that again. It has worked so many times in the past. Here we go. Oh, it started up. Probably loosened it because I don't think it fell off. No, it stayed on there. If it stayed on there, look at there. Took it right out. How about that? There's your trick for the day. Okay, now we can proceed to remove the balancer. And sometimes you get lucky and they'll just slide right off, but I don't think that's going to be the case today. So we'll set up the tool. All right, let's get the tool out. First, we want to find the right rod. The rod, let's see if we can get you in here. We've been in here before, haven't we? So the rod goes inside the hole where the crankshaft bolt came out of. And it sticks out a little bit, so that might work. We'll try. This will go inside this. Let's get it out of here. As you see. Alright. This goes inside this. And this has the jaws that will lock onto these little areas. I can get my finger out here. You see there's 3 of them. So it goes on there and you turn your tool just a little bit clockwise and it kind of hangs on there. But it's all it's a tricky thing to do with one hand. So what you have to do is get the tool in there and hold it and pull back and then screw the bolt and that rod into it at the same time. I cannot do it and hold the camera, so I'll show you when I get it set up. It's a hot, sweaty day today. Let's see if we get it on there good. Well, that looks good. That looks good. And that one probably looks good too. So what we need is a wrench to turn this. Wrench to turn this. That will push that rod up against the bottom of the hole in the crankshaft, and in turn will pull the balancer off the crank. So I'm gonna get a wrench. Okay, happens to be a 3/4, or that would translate into a 19 millimeter. So what we want to do is carefully tighten this down. And when I say carefully is because we don't want to knock those jaws off of the balancer teeth, so to speak. And I'm hoping that that rod is long enough to do the trick, because we are quickly running out of teeth or threads on this tool. So maybe it'll be just enough to remove it. I don't know. Getting close. Oh man, don't tell me that. We gotta reset this thing. That's it. She wrote. Pretty close. So I got to put the longer rod in there and reset the tool. Well, I'll reset the tool, and from my vantage point, it looks crooked as heck. So let's look in here and see if it's on the... No, not quite. Alright, I gotta reset it again. Okay, it looks a little better. I mean, from my vantage point, it looks straight. But let's look here at the camera. That looks good. That looks good. And that, I can't tell. You can see it. I cannot. But it looks straight. So I'm gonna put the tool on it, try to get it out of there. Go down in here nice and gentle, because we don't want to knock the tool off. And start turning. Trying to keep the camera out of the line of fire. Fire meaning sweat dripping off of me, because it is. I'm falling apart here. Alright, it looks like it's coming off. Oh yeah, it's gonna work. It's getting easier to turn. And in a second, it's going to just go clunk and fall off. Well, not quite. Let's get the tool out of here. And get that little stick. Oh my. There we go. Now, wiggle the balancer out of the way. There we go. Oh boy. Well, it can just stay there, I guess. No, I'm getting it out of there. Come on. Come on, you booger. Oh no, man. It's in the hole. I'm gonna get out of there. Maybe I don't need to. I'd like to. Well, I can get it out in a bit. Alright. Now the next step will be to remove this timing cover. That comes off next. Oh, that comes off next. Tensioner is held on with a 13. There we go. It comes off relatively easy. Remove the socket from the ratchet, and yeah, it turns really nice and easy. Place it in the back of the car with the rest of the stuff, and keep its bolt with it so we won't lose it. Now, we can remove the timing cover. Now, if we look here, we see that the lower radiator hose is connected to it, as are the heater coil hoses. So they're going to kind of be in the way, and the clamps are on the back side like Chrysler would do it. That power steering pump may be in the way. Don't think so. So I'm going to loosen up all the bolts in the perimeter of this thing, and maybe even take off the water pump. But I'm going to do it off camera, because you know, anybody can loosen up bolts. So I'll be back with you in a little bit. Okay. In that brief instant, during that pause, I removed or loosened, backed off all of the bolts that I believe are necessary, except for one, which is right in there. That greasy dog in the center of the frame. It's necessary to remove or to take the bolts out of the head that retain the power steering pump. Once that's out of the way, you can access that greasy rascal. So I'm going to get it next, and I think the timing cover will come off. Well, that did it. That last bolt. All of these bolts are 13s. It's not necessary to remove every bolt on the water pump, because they don't go into the block or the heads. This is, what size was that? I don't remember. Maybe 11/16. Yeah. Which is also 17mm. Alright, let's see if we can pull this out of here. Oh, we cannot, because we still have these hoses. I'm going to disconnect these hoses. I think I'm going to do them up there, because these should be easier to get to than down there. So, 1, 2 10mm, and then this clamp, and then the 2 clamps that go to the heater core. So I'll be back. Well, I removed the coolant reservoir, overflow jug, whatever you want to call it, expansion tank. I don't know what it's called. Removed the heater hoses from the heater core. Disconnected that from the overflow. These are still connected to the housing, but it should all just come right out of here now. I'm gonna have to do it off camera because it's a big bunch of stuff. And with a little tugging and a little bit of pushing and a little bit of pulling and a little bit of lifting, the timing cover is off of the engine, and we have exposed the timing chains. Now, I am not sure if I'm going to replace these or not. I mean, after all, I don't know. I'm going to check the mileage, and I may not. I'm not sure. But we have removed the timing cover. We have removed the harmonic balancer and the timing cover. And we have exposed this thing. So next thing will be to start working on the top side to remove the heads. And I will know if I want to replace these when I get a really good look at these guides. It kind of looks like it's worn pretty good. Hard to say exactly. There's some up here. And there's those there. That's a tensioner guide, as is this one. You see the tensioner, and that is just a tensioner, a spring-loaded tensioner for the primary chain. What is this I see in here? I see a little whiteness. Maybe a little milkshake after all. This would indicate coolant in the system, but not a lot. Let's go on the back side of the timing cover. Yeah, a little bit right there. See a little bit of running going on right there. Alright, but we'll know more when we pull the heads. So, once again, thank you for watching. And we're going to conclude this operation. Have a good day.